It's been a challenge, but it's been exciting.
Hear how one local business is embracing change to stay open. And later, we talk with our state's top Republicans about their continued support for President Trump.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Thanks for joining us here on KRTV. I'm Tim McGonigal. Earlier today at a COVID press conference, Governor Steve Bullock announced the state of Montana could receive its first round of COVID vaccine doses as early as December 15th. Bullock said while they do not know the exact number, right now they're expecting to receive around 9,700 doses of the Pfizer vaccine and will receive additional doses in the following weeks. The state's first allotment will focus on vaccinating healthcare workers. The Pfizer vaccine requires 2 doses that need to be administered 3 weeks apart to be fully effective. Bullock says realistically it will still be many months before a vaccine is widely acceptable for the general population. The state just saw its deadliest month for the virus and stresses the importance of wearing a mask, washing hands, and limiting contact to only people living in your household.
This is the reality that we must continue to live with until there's a widely distributed vaccine. That time will come, but until then, Montanans need to stay true to our neighborly spirit of looking out for others in challenging times.
At the press conference, Bullock also laid out how all of Montana's allocated CARES Act funding will be spent by the end of the year deadline, and once again called on Congress to pass additional funding to help Montanans and Montana businesses. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci has been on the front lines of dealing with the COVID-19 since the outbreak was discovered. He's been met with praise for measured scientific analysis, but also faced criticism from the president, members of Congress, and Americans who question his findings. MTN spoke with Dr. Fauci today about what's ahead for Montana, including the promise of several vaccines. Fauci believes once healthcare employees and essential workers have the vaccine, the rest of the state could be covered by spring.
By the time you get to the normal man and woman in the street in Billings or in anywhere in Hamilton, wherever you want to be, who's a 25, 30-year-old person who's otherwise healthy, that likely will be somewhere in April where they will have open access to the trial. And then by the time you get through April, May, June, you'll have most of the people vaccinated so that you can start looking at some sort of return to normality as we get through the summer and into the fall.
We will have much more from Dr. Fauci tonight at 10. You can watch the entire interview with him on KRTV.com. Well, 2020 has been the year of a lot of things, including closures and cancellations thanks to the pandemic, but one local dance studio is determined to stay open. MTN's Colter Anstett takes us inside Miss Linda's dance studio to see what's being done.
So this will be one of our sets for filming again.
Miss Linda's dance studio has been around for nearly a half-century, but the past few months have been unlike anything owner Linda Fuller and her daughter and business manager Shannon Hudson have experienced.
It's been a challenge, but it's been exciting, actually. We've had to think outside the box and come at things from a different approach.
The list of things the studio has done over the past several months in order to stay open goes on and on, including rearranging, adding new floors, and adding hand sanitizers.
Often as you redo the kitchen, you're like, well, then we should just kind of do this dining room, and then we should do the bedroom, and then suddenly you're revamping everything, which was great. It gave it a new look. It gave us the ability to keep it cleaner more easily, and that was a clear priority with the new circumstances.
The teaching has also changed.
The students are coming in with different needs. Yes, physical, yes, wanting to do a lot, but also having to process a lot. So how can we honor that, ask questions, how are you doing today, what's been going on? Every studio has a large screen. We've got new Wi-Fi set up so that classes are taught in person and also online on Zoom at the same time.
Through it all, the kids the studio serves have been the biggest motivation.
For some of them, this is their second home. Also, they need the physical activity and the mental activity that's involved with dance.
A good time in a time that may seem anything but. In Great Falls, Colter Anstett, MTN News.
The studio has also hired a videographer to record kids' holiday dance performances in the studio. They can be shown on the studio's YouTube channel since the annual in-person holiday performance won't happen this year. Well, today was a sunny day for the Treasure State. Meteorologist Grant Garland is here to tell us more. Hi, Grant.
Well, hello, Tim, and good evening, everybody. I hope that you have had a fantastic Wednesday. It has been a very beautiful day here in the Electric City and really all across the Treasure State. Right now, just observing a few high clouds that are making their way towards Glasgow. But other than that, nothing really to report. Temperatures just above freezing here in the Electric City at 33 degrees, 36 in Cut Bank, 26 in both Glasgow and Jordan, and 28 degrees in Helena. Now, we are also seeing some winds, 13-mile-per-hour winds, not too bad, but what does it really feel like? Well, it's making us feel a lot colder, around 24 degrees there. And we are expecting for temperatures to be around 33 degrees here in the next 30 minutes. So if you haven't picked out that Christmas tree and you're going out to do so tonight, know that you're going to need to have a heavy coat, but don't worry, we're going to be seeing we're not going to be looking at any precipitation. It will be a nice night to do so. Overall, temperatures tonight falling down to 26 degrees in Great Falls, 17 in Helena, and 24 in Havre. And coming up, Tim, we're going to talk about us warming up into the 50s. But for now, back to you.
All right, thanks, Grant. Well, it's been almost a month since America cast its votes in the 2020 presidential election. Despite legal challenges and recounts, former Vice President Joe Biden topped the president in the race for the White House. But some Republicans have yet to accept the results. MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison spoke with some of Montana's top elected GOP officials to get their take.
The votes for the November 3rd election have now been certified in most states, including all of the big battleground states like Pennsylvania and Michigan. And Democrat Joe Biden is the winner of the presidential race with 306 electoral votes to President Trump's 232 electoral votes. Biden also got nearly 7 million more votes than the president in the popular vote nationwide. We asked Republican U.S. Senator Steve Daines and U.S. Representative Greg Gianforte, and now Governor-elect Gianforte, if they accept these certified results, and whether they support Trump's continuing efforts to overturn the election results. Both of them replied only with an almost identical statement: that the election is not yet settled, that litigation is ongoing, and that the Electoral College doesn't vote until December 14th. More than 30 lawsuits filed by the president's legal team challenging election results have failed. U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr said this week the Justice Department found no voter fraud on a scale that would lead to Trump winning. Trump has turned to pressuring some states where he lost to appoint electors who will vote for him. We also asked Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Tester what he thought of the president's efforts to overturn the election. Tester called it incredibly dangerous and said we risk appearing to the world like a banana republic where autocratic rulers attempt to undo election results they don't like.
I think what the president is doing right now really does undermine the democracy of this country. This is the greatest country in the world because we've had people that have had common sense in the White House. I don't see a lot of common sense coming out of the White House right now.
So far, only one prominent Montana Republican has publicly acknowledged Biden's victory: outgoing Secretary of State Corey Stapleton, who is Montana's chief election officer. In a tweet 4 days after the election, Stapleton complimented the president on his accomplishments, but said his time is now over. In his words to Trump, tip your hat, bite your lip, and congratulate Joe Biden. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Well, time is running out for farmers and ranchers to get signed up for the USDA's second Coronavirus Food Assistance Program, which offers financial help to producers impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. With more of the details, here's the Montana Ag Network's Russell Nemitz.
Well, the USDA is currently implementing the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program 2 for agricultural producers who continue to face market disruptions and associated costs because of COVID-19. Bill Northey is USDA's Undersecretary for Farm Production and Conservation and told me that farmers and ranchers need to get signed up by December 11th.
It's just a really important program to folks, and I know deadlines sound like a long ways off when sign-up starts. It started back in September. Now we're in December or nearly, and so folks just around the corner in less than 2 weeks as we're talking, we have a December 11th deadlines for sign up for CFAP, Coronavirus Food Assistance Program. We so far have distributed over $11 billion to over 700,000 producers. And for all the ag folks that are listening or watching, this really touches nearly every agriculture producer.
To complete the CFAP 2 application, producers will need to reference their sales along with inventory and other records. However, since CFAP 2 is a self-certification program, This documentation will not need to be submitted with the application.
You know, coronavirus has hit many folks many different ways, from market impacts to access to markets to just the extra cost as well as the uncertainty. And this program is out there to be able to help cover some of that. And we need folks to be in by December 11th to indicate their interest in signing up.
And for more information, producers can visit their local FSA office or farmers.gov/CFAP online. In Billings, Russell Nemitz, MTN News.
Over 300 commodities are eligible for CFAP2, and producers have several options for applying for the program by December 11th. As Russell said, more information is available at your local FSA office. Well, today, the 13th organization submitted their resolution of non-support for the federal designation of Montana land by Big Sky Country National Heritage Area. Their current proposal engulfs all of Cascade County and a portion of Choteau County. Big Sky Country National Heritage Area is a private corporation. Their purpose is to achieve federal designation of a substantial amount of private land within a boundary area desired by the board. The board claims this will boost tourism and enhance economic development. According to Montanans opposing Big Sky National Heritage Area, they expect more to join the opposition as more people become aware. Coming up, more changes due to COVID tonight, why your help is needed counting birds. Details next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Welcome back. December is the time of giving. One local restaurant is doing their part to give back to the community. Bory's Supper Club in Black Eagle started their first fundraising event for the month of December today. 10% of all sales received, dine-in and carry-out, will be donated to Special Olympics Montana. Special Olympics Montana is a statewide nonprofit organization providing year-round athletic programming for individuals with disabilities. Bory's Supper Club will be participating in weekly fundraising events every Wednesday during the month of December, each week benefiting a different organization. The Supper Club has been a local staple since 1938 and serving the Great Falls community since that time.
It's nice now that I can do my part, and I love working here because they are so on board with doing their part too. And it's a time for giving, and things are hard for everyone right now, so we're just doing our best.
The Special Olympics fundraising event will end tonight at 8 p.m. Speaking of food, 2 court offices in Great Falls that traditionally offer food for fines programs in December have canceled the event this year. Due to COVID precautions, Great Falls Municipal Court says the cancellation was necessary in order to reduce walk-in traffic at the Civic Center. They encourage people to consider donating to the food bank regardless of the donation drive being canceled. Well, if you live in or around Great Falls, the Upper Missouri Breaks Audubon Society could use your help with the annual Christmas bird count later this month. Because of the pandemic, the society isn't going to be caravanning people around to count birds. That means people are needed to go out and count. The count day is December 19th. You keep track of what types of birds and how many of each you see in the society's count area on the 19th, then report that information to the society.
It's a citizen science project that's been going on since 1900. Over that period of time, you can take and look and say, we've lost 90% of our population of this kind of bird or that kind of bird, and then you can start saying why, what's going on.
For a map of the count area or to find out how to report birds, you can check out this story on our website.
Well, tomorrow temperature's going to be in the 50s for us here in the Electric City, as well as those in Lewistown and Jordan. Don't go away. Your 7-day forecast, it's coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Oh, well, a very good evening to you all. Hope that you have had a fantastic Wednesday, ready to tackle on Thursday. And hey, we are one day closer to Friday. Can I get an amen? Highs observed today, 44 degrees in Great Falls, a little bit cooler in Lewistown at 36, 37 in Jordan, and as well as in Helena. Head on up to Cutbank, though. You guys were lucky at 50 degrees. Now, the average for this time of year is right around 36. So please enjoy these temperatures as we continue throughout the week, because we're going to be seeing 50-degree temperatures, because we actually have a little surprise surprise in store for us later on, and we'll talk about that soon. Record for this time of year was 60 degrees back in 1941, also the year that the beloved character Dumbo, Disney's Dumbo, came out. As far as temperatures right now, just above freezing here in the Electric City at 33 degrees, 36 in Cutbank, 26 though already in Glasgow as well as Jordan, and 28 in Helena. And with our winds, 13-mile-per-hour winds in Great Falls, making it feel like it's in the 20s. But whenever we take a look at the broader picture with any peak wind gust, well, really staying down towards the southern part of the state, Billings only registered a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust today. And as far as radar, we are looking at a few high-level clouds making their way down towards Glasgow. Other than that, though, not seeing any problems. As we continue to go throughout the night into tomorrow, we'll see sunny skies. It will be really, really nice. Clouds will try and hover along, though, the high line there, so just make sure you're staying well aware of that. And then as we go into Thursday night to the Friday, we're going to start to see clouds building into the area from the west. Now, they will move into central Montana by around 5 a.m., but here's the thing. They're going to quickly move out. So we will start today with mostly sunny skies, but then we'll see sunny skies all around, and our winds won't be that bad either on Friday. As far as what we can expect tomorrow, well, tomorrow will be a little bit breezier than today. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds expected, possibly seeing a 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts as well, but mainly staying off along the northern and southern part of the Rocky Mountain front, seeing those really extreme winds. As temperature is kind of like a bell curve, when I used to teach high school math. Looking at a bell curve right here. 53 degrees on Monday, and then things start to level out on Wednesday to 49 degrees. And this was that little surprise I was talking to you about, why you should enjoy these warmer temperatures, because our 8 to 14 day outlook shows that we are expecting some cooler temperatures to move back into the area. Not only that, but we also are looking at a better chance for precipitation staying off more mainly towards central and eastern Montana. So Lewistown, folks like you guys, as well as Malta, Glasgow, seeing a better chance for precipitation, more so than those up towards Kalispell, as well as on the western coast. We are expecting tonight temperatures, let me get on here so that we can see everything. 33 degrees here in the next half hour. By 7 p.m., 31 degrees, 30 by 8 p.m. So it'd be a good night to go out and get that Christmas tree. Really, every night throughout the weekend will be really, really nice. Tonight's temperatures 26 in Great Falls, 17 in Helena, 11 in Bozeman, though, 24 in Havre. As we wake up tomorrow, temperatures are going to be right around freezing, but they're going to quickly warm up to 49 degrees by 1 p.m. with sunny skies. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. And overall, 50 degrees tomorrow in Great Falls, a little bit cooler, though, in Helena at 41. We are looking at a beautiful forecast again. I can't say that enough. Enjoy these warmer temperatures, because this time next week, we're going to start to see our temperatures take a dive. Tim?
Thanks, Grant. With half the school year to go, we're seeing some seniors making some big decisions. We'll have more details next.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
Winter sports practice begins Monday at the high school level, but before athletes get back on the court, a few of them sign letters of intent to play at the next level. Tom Wiley has more from Great Falls High.
The COVID-19 pandemic has thrown a lot of the sports world into turmoil, but it didn't stop a handful of athletes at Great Falls High from putting pen to paper and realizing their dream of playing the game they love in college. Two seniors made it official Wednesday afternoon. Gavin Grishel signed to play soccer at Concordia College in Minnesota.
Minnesota really stood out to me because it's where my family's from, and I don't know, I just like the environment in Minnesota. The people are cool. And then so I started getting in touch with the coach from Concordia and called him a couple times, went and visited the campus and talked to him in person there. And then he gave me an offer, and so I sat on it for a couple of months and decided if that's what I wanted to do, and it just seemed like a perfect fit, so I took it.
And Trenton Olson will stay in Great Falls, where he will play golf for the University of Providence Argos.
You know, it's amazing. I've been looking forward to this since the start of my senior year. I know a lot of the guys at the UP golf team. I think it's just going to be really fun. We're going to have such good chemistry next year.
Both were excited to sign with each other in front of family and friends.
We grew up together, went to middle school, went to high school. We've just been really close friends, go to lunch every day. we just hang out a lot.
Oh yeah, I owe everything to Great Falls High. The teachers and faculty here are great at just developing kids into becoming successful members of society.
It caps off a busy month for Bison athletes. Morgan Sunchild will play softball at Bellevue College. Macy McElhenney signed on to play soccer at MSU Billings, and Peyton Gonzer will continue his football career at Montana Tech. Congrats to all athletes signing letters of intent, proving that though things are bleak, the future is bright. Tom Wiley, MTN Sports.
Each of these athletes face challenges to their recruitment during the COVID-19 pandemic, and for more, you can check out the full story at montanasports.com. We'll be right back.
Temperatures tonight, 26 degrees in Great Falls, 25 in Lewistown. You head on out to Glasgow, though, 18, but bless those in Bozeman, 11 degrees. Wow. Temperatures tomorrow, 7 a.m., 32 degrees. Sun will come out, 49 by 1 p.m. We are expecting temperatures tomorrow to get up into the 50s, which is really odd for this time of year whenever we're typically seeing 36-degree temperatures. And Tim, it's going to be beautiful, mostly sunny skies on Friday. That will turn all into sunny skies, and then the 50s this weekend. You can't beat it with the stick.
All right, well, China's spacecraft landed on the lunar surface to grab some samples from the moon. The craft will spend a day gathering soil and rock samples from a previously unexplored area of the moon. If successful, China will become only the third country to collect samples from the moon, along with the United States and the former Soviet Union. The goal is to study the samples to determine the physical makeup of that part of the moon and what is in the soil. Very interesting. You ever been to the moon?
No.
I've always wanted to go, but
I went with Bruce Willis though in Armageddon. Well, no, that was an asteroid.
Okay.
That was hurling towards Earth. But
that's right, and he saved us all.
He saved us all. Him, Liv Tyler, and Ben Affleck.
That's all the time we have. I'll see you back here at 10.